AITA for taking a job offer that my sil was trying to get. Alright, so there is a lot of backstory, some of which I am not sure is important info or not, so I guess I will give the whole speech. I am 26F, my sil is 39F. I have been with my company for 5 years and I just got my sil a position in our floor department 2 months ago. She had never had a job up until this point. In said department it requires you to be on your feet for 8 hours or 12 hours, depending on the shift you signed up for. She always signs up for the 12. I worked this department myself for 3 years prior to being promoted into our lead floor position. It's a strenuous job, in a sense of just overall body fatigue from standing that long. Well, my sil is 320 pounds. Due to this she obviously cannot stand for those hours without becoming incredibly tired and understandably in pain. I applied for the remote sales lead manager position last week and there is only one opening. I didn't tell anyone I was applying for it except for my husband. I didn't think it was need to know info. Well, my sil heard about the position and apparently applied. She called me when she did. She said she couldn't stand anymore and that her weight was preventing her from doing her work efficiently. The thing is though, she likes being overweight. She refuses to lose weight, despite her health deteriorating, because her husband loves her roles. Given this information, I do not feel sorry for her or her inability to stand for long periods of time, which could in fact make me the here. So, I told her I applied too. She got irritated and said I should tell them I changed my mind so that she could get the position with the excuse of you're younger and can stand on your feet longer. I brushed her off. Well, I got the position offer and I took it. In my eyes, I have busted my ass for 5 years in this company. I know the ins and outs and this promotion is well deserved. It also allows me to be at home with my babies, who I hardly see currently. I have 2 sons, aged 4 and 9. She found out I took the position and has gotten as many people as possible to make my life a living heck in and out of the workplace. I have co-workers who are now shting on me saying that I should have stepped down and allowed her to take the position due to her disabilities. I have had some of my in-laws say that I am selfish and inconsiderate because there is another management position due to open next month which is not remote, and honestly, their remarks are making me feel incredibly SHD and making me second guess whether or not I've truly made a bad call. AITA. She has 2 months experience. How could anyone see her in a manager role of any kind? Exactly this. She never even had a job before and she can barely do this one, but she deserves it. And TA agreed. Sil is delusional if she thought she had a chance. If I passed on the position, neither of them would get it. Also, Sil can and should request reasonable accommodation if she genuinely needs accommodation for her disability. That was my first thought. Even if I had stepped back from the application process or turned down the role, there could have been lots of other qualified candidates who might have been offered the role. Who knows if the sil was even in the running after only being there 2 months. After 5 years with that company, you absolutely deserved to apply op NTA, and congratulations on the new job and being able to spend more time with your kids. I hope you can enjoy it and let what others are saying bounce off you. Know it's not easy to do. NTA at all. Also, I would go to HR in regards to her and the co-workers talking SHT because it's making a hostile work environment. It's not like you took her position. The company gave you the position and now she's spinning it as if it was hers. But you're NTA. If anything, it sounds like you're better for the position. Yes. And while you're at HR, maybe you could raise them idea of reasonable accommodation under AITA, like putting a chair at the register for her. You clearly have your own bias around her weight, and you were her supervisor and didn't make any moves to make the working environment more accommodating for her. This is a proactive conversation to have with HR. Also, coming at this like a problem solver and trying to get her something might calm down the talk. NTA after 2 months, I do not see how she would have the experience necessary to perform the job, especially if this was her first time returning to work after being out of the workforce. There is no reason for you to feel guilty for getting the offer or accepting it. This position is better for you and your family. Congrats and enjoy your new role. NTA, congrats on the new position. Don't ever feel like you need to give up career opportunities for anyone else. AITA, it's a job application, not a charity. You not applying does not, in any way shape or form, mean your SIL gets hired. Even if you were the only 2 applicants, they may have gone outside the company rather than your sister. If you had just given the job to your sister and she didn't get it, you can be they'd be calling you dumb for not going for it. If your SIL feels the job is too hard on her, she needs to speak with her management about appropriate accommodations and any potentially easier on the body positions opening up. It is her responsibility to speak up and management's to make appropriate arrangements, not yours to lie down and let her do whatever. Isn't it a hostile work environment to be harassed over something like this? In the end, the job wasn't offered to her, so you pulling out of it might not have meant she'd have gotten it. AITA, your career and immediate family are your first priority. You applied first, have seniority, and are clearly more qualified. Anyone who gives you SHT for doing what's best for your kids is a major jerk. AITA, what kind of employer would give someone a promotion who has only been working for 2 months? She's still bloody training. AITA, your SIL is delusional. She comes into a workplace with no experience, with your help, and expects you to just give out the privileges your experience give you. You got the position because you have a longer, more extensive experience. She is just older. I have noticed that a lot of people actually mistake age for experience, especially in family dynamics. This is nuts. Don't let them bully you, and explain them that your new position is not holiday at home with kids and requires experience she obviously doesn't have. AITA management saw that you were better qualified and you deserve the job. If she wants a job like that, then she can put in the same amount of work and earn it just like everyone else. Congrats on the new position. AITA, your family sucks for making you feel bad, especially given the almost impossible odds she would have gotten the position, because remember, she applied. They could have chosen her if she was the better candidate. She wasn't. Even if she was the only candidate, they likely would not have chosen her due to her just starting the job. You worked for it. You earned it. Congrats. Damn, she is toxic. She wants you to put your life on hold just so she can have a more comfortable arrangement. The wait is a non-factor. You applied for the position and got it. End of story. She isn't owed anything. Crying to others and making herself out to be a pity case and the victim of your selfishness is such BS. And it sucks that people are falling for it. AITA for so many reasons, including you worked damn hard to be able to be considered for a promotion. You deserve it. Having been in business management for a few decades, I can tell you that had you withdrawn your application, it would have been several more years before you would even be considered for another position. The reason is because businesses are not going to want to pay to train someone in a new position if that person has demonstrated that they cannot make a commitment, which was proven by withdrawing the application. Next, it's honestly doubtful that your SIL would have gotten the promotion, especially since it jumps 2 levels in the company. She has only worked for the company for 2 months. She hasn't worked for years previously. She does not have current management skills or education. It would be cost prohibitive for your company to hire her in that position, as they would have to train her in all aspects of the job, which would take too long and too much money. They would be much better off hiring someone off the street with the right qualifications. They know this too. You definitely should go to HR regarding the negative and harassing comments from CO workers. As for the extended family, tell them what I wrote. Or, even better, ask them why they think you do not deserve the promotion. Regarding SIL's weight, it's not a factor. She is happy with her size. She is aware of her limitations. She chose to work at a job that requires standing. She is choosing to not lose weight so she can maintain her current job, which allow for the possibility of a promotion down the line. She is also trying to make you responsible for her choices. Do not let her. AITA, and she cannot even do her job now, so why would she think they would promote someone who has been doing a poor job in the 2 months they worked there, as if you and her were the only options? That's just delusional. I just got my SIL position in our floor department 2 months ago, and you regret it already, do not you? She is this kind of relatives. You better should not give favors, because they will thank you with ingratitude. It would come out sooner or later. I do not wonder about your in-laws' low expectations, but I wonder about your CO workers, siding with a 2-month employee against a 5 years employee. NTA, obvious. The only advantage of this situation is, you discovered the TAs, in your family and at work, may call to cut them off or go to HR. They deserve nothing, and your disabled SIL deserves nothing too, siding with a 2-month employee against a 5 years employee. Well, if the 2-month employee would twist it into a "this evil person blocked my chance at this job opening and she called me bad words relating to weight," the immediate co-workers could act angry due to that sob story. And would they know that OP arranged for her SIL to even get this job? Do they know OP is SIL to their immediate colleague? You have worked for 5 years, you have earned this position. Do not let anyone take that away from you. She is immature to get people to gang up on you for no reason. Also, she is older than you and never worked before. She hasn't earned anything. Also, she does not have a disability. A disability is something that hinders your ability to live a normal life. It is also something you cannot change about yourself. She does not have a disability. She is overweight because she chooses to be, and that's fine, but she does not get to call it a disability. Whether or not you took the position, your bosses most likely were going to choose someone with more experience and time into the company, not someone who just started and has no experience. Do not let anyone spoil your good news, and congratulations on your well-deserved promotion. Being overweight does not entitle her to a certain job. She created her own limits, not you. Besides, based off how recently she started working there, it's not likely she would be hired. They giving you all this grief on the assumption that she would get the job. Sorry, your fam co-workers are being jerks. NTA, who asked to say your SIL would have even gotten the position if you had not applied. After all, it sounds like she has not been with the company very long, and she didn't have work history prior to this job. It's awful that everyone around you is making your life worse just because you accepted a job that your work considered you qualified to do. You were already really nice by getting your SIL a job in the first place, and it's not your job to stagnate your own career just in the hopes that she would have gotten the job that would have made her life easier. If you want to be nice though, maybe you can offer to help her apply for other jobs that are easier on her joints, or perhaps recommend her for the next remote position that is offered. NTA, assuming there were more than 2 people who had applied for the role, there is no guarantee she'll get the position. Also shows the entitlement she feels to a position just because of her health issues. You did not take the job out of spite for her, you did it because it was the right thing to do for you. Hope you keep the job and good luck with it. NTA, it's not necessarily a given that she would have gotten the position. I am assuming other people applied as well. You got the position because you were the most qualified. Absolutely. NTA, you've added a ton of extra info that isn't relevant. You applied for a job, she wanted it afterward, you got the job. She was never entitled to the position in the first place, and you stepping down did not guarantee her the position. Likewise, just because a different but similar position is opening up next month does not mean you would have gotten that position if you applied. With only 2 months under her belt, it's unlikely she'd be picked for any supervisory role regardless of what you did. You in no way are required to sacrifice your career and your relationship health or your work-family balance for someone else. If she has disabilities, there are laws in place where the employer, not you, is required to provide reasonable accommodations. If she really feels her work is a problem, her weight, she needs to discuss accommodations with her higher-ups, not bully you by creating a hostile work environment. NTA, your SIL that has never been employed before applied for a lead management position after 60 days at your current company and she feels like she honestly has a chance to get it. Withaf, Lmao. NTA, you worked hard and deserve the position. Instead of trying to improve herself and look for another opportunity, she is being petty and resentful. No, Yuri, not ta. Now I would understood why she was mad until I read she told you to tell them you've changed your mind. Instead she should understood that both of you applied for the position and may the best person win. Yeah, She has weight issues and can stand for long periods of time, but that's something she knew before she applied for that position. Don't stop yourself from getting further in your career because she can't work her way to where you're at because she wants the easy way out. NTA congrats. Why does she think she would have even got the job? You did nothing wrong and have nothing to feel bad about. This is so frustratingly dumb. If you passed on it, there's no guarantee she would have gotten it. She is a total a-hole for acting like this after you got her the job in the first place. Talk to HR about her behavior at work. That's not cool at all. As for the family, they're being real Afghanils too. They cannot be happy for you getting the job after working 5 years for it. WTF. NTA, why would she even think she had an edge over you? She has been there 2 months compared to your 5 years. This is exactly why it's never a good idea to mix business and family. NTA, she wants to be given positions instead of earn them. If higher-ups wanted her to be the manager, they would have given her the position instead of you. If you had turned it down, probably someone else entirely would have gotten it. NTA, with just 2 months entry-level experience and apparent struggles to perform, your SIL would never have been considered for the job. If you had pulled out of the hiring process, the hiring manager would have looked elsewhere for a qualified internal or external candidate for the position and ignored her candidature. Congratulations on the new job. You've already proven yourself for 5 years to this company and deserve this opportunity. Well done. She doesn't have a disability, she just is lazy. She could have taken 9 hours shift if she had the job. She can leave it. Ask the coworkers if they feel this much pity, they should cover her shift. LOL. Weight, size, type of job and everything else aside, have you considered you got the job because you requalified for it, and SIL is not? NTA, edit, and a valuable lesson for you is to not share with people where you've applied for jobs or while details except your SO for exactly this and many similar reasons. Wait until a job is in hand. Granted, she maybe would have still called you an off for not telling her, but you need to remember that you don't owe that to anyone. NTA, there is no guarantee that she would have gotten the position if you didn't apply. It is probably really unlikely with her only working there 2 months. NTA, she refuses to lose weight. She has only 2 months experience, so highly unlikely she would have gotten the job. She is creating a hostile work environment for you. AMD could lose her job. She is the a-hole. She had no prior work history and has only been working there for 2 months. There's no way she could be considered management material. The likelihood of her getting that job is infinitesimally small. It's absurd how she is behaving. On top of that, you've busted her for 5 years and know the company much more intimately than she does and are much better suited for the position. If she wants a job where she is not standing, she can apply somewhere else. You do not have to forfeit your own advancement to give her any sort of advantage. I repeat, and do not listen to anyone who is telling you to sacrifice your hard work for someone else, especially not for someone so undeserving, unqualified and entitled. She would not be considered. She has no experience. NTA, she is operating under the principle if I cannot have it, nobody can have it. NTA, both applied and both were assessed. Company made the call and chose whoever would better suit their needs. You could have backed out and she still would not get it. She does not have the experience.